And this is Carrie back with Family eBiz. I am glad I'm here. I just finished a Facebook Live in our homeschool group, and Facebook would not find my camera for there. And yay, thank you, Family eBiz. They were able to find my camera. So I'm going to be able to go live right here, and I don't have to deal with Zoom. So that makes me happy. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. Let me just tell you a little background about this. We are in Energize Your Business this spring. And I want to go through some very systematic ways to make sure that your business has a firm foundation. Do you have all the pieces of a firm foundation so that you can truly grow that business? If you're going to build a building, you need a firm foundation. If you're going to build a business, you need a firm foundation. So there are really two groups of people that I'm talking to through this series. And I think I made it a 6-week series. The first one are people that are just getting started. Why not get started on a firm foundation? And each week we will be adding another piece to that foundation. The other one are just people that are already blogging. If you are not making an income that's a full-time income on your blog or on your online business, then I would say you might want to take a look at it again. I know for me, even though I make a full-time income with my online businesses, I have to go back and look and reevaluate. In spring, it's like spring cleaning. So let's sort of do some spring cleaning in our business as well. So as you come, if you are just now joining us, come and leave a comment and tell us if you are getting started or if you've been blogging for a while, how long you have been blogging or how long you've had an online business. Some people aren't necessarily bloggers, but they have online businesses and they don't even put blog posts up, and yet they are very successful. So what I want to do is go through 4 areas of our business that we've got to make 4 key decisions. And today I'm calling that our business basics with a firm foundation. And so that's what we want to do. We want to talk about those. The first one is your business niche. Some of you are like, oh, I got this one, and you're fine. That's great, but you might need to nail down it, make it smaller niche. And they say the tighter your niche, the more you get rich. Now, I don't think business is all about getting rich, but I do think that if you've got this big niche, and a lot of y'all have the big homeschool niche, you need to dig down and get to a smaller niche. Let's talk about that. So whether you have your niche chosen or whether you are looking at niches, I would say list 10 niches that you have a passion for, 10 industries. I'm going to just pick on the homeschoolers because that's where I am and I work with a lot of you. And so let's just say this. If your niche is just helping people homeschool, you should come up with 10 passions, 10 things that you are passionate about in the homeschool niche. And let's see if we can narrow it down a little bit. If you don't have any idea, then just name 10 niches, 10 industries that you have a passion for. And why do I start with the passion? Because if you have a passion for it, you will keep going even when you don't feel like it. For me, part of my niche is Christian homeschoolers, and that just gets rid of a lot of people. But I have a passion to help moms in Christian homeschooling. And so when I am exhausted or I don't feel like making one more video or making one more blog post or doing whatever it is or writing one more email, I know it is serving and helping my moms, and I have a passion to serve and help them. So first thing, 10 niches or 10 sub-niches. Next thing, circle the ones that you have expertise in or you've had a transformation in your own life. Either one, just circle all the ones that you either have expertise in or transformation in. Now, when you do that, it will allow you to overcome some of your imposter syndrome as well. And I just wanted to double check I was in the right feed. You know what happens sometimes? I start doing these videos and I end up in, oh, there it is. I never sent the note to remind everyone. There's my problem. Okay. When you circle the ones that you've either had personal transformation in or you have expertise in, you can help overcome that imposter syndrome. Because imposter syndrome is thinking you don't really have enough to share with anyone, that you are a fake. So we're going to get rid of that at the beginning. So list your 10 niches or your 10 sub niches, then circle the ones that you have expertise or transformation in. And then the third step in your niches is to do some research. You need to go see, is this a viable option for an online business by doing research? You can go to Google and see what other people are searching for. Go into Facebook groups. You don't want to take over anyone else's Facebook group, but you can go in and start to do some research. You could go in, if you have a business niche, go into LinkedIn. If you have a homeschool or a fashion or a what was I thinking, foodie thing, you could go into Instagram. There are a lot of places, but that's what you need to do next, is do some research. So I was telling you that today we're going through 4 steps to make sure that you're on a firm foundation with your business basics with a firm foundation. Whether you're just getting started or whether you have been blogging for a while. And if y'all are just joining us, leave a comment and tell us how long, if you're just getting started, yay, you're going to get started on the right foot. And over the next 6 weeks, we're going to give you exactly what you need. If you've been blogging or online business for a while, leave a comment and tell us how long you've been blogging or how long you've had an online business. So first thing you need to do is choose a niche. And that's what we just talked about. List your 10 niches or sub niches, because some of you got way too broad niche. Circle the ones you have expertise or transformation in, and then do your research and look to see if it's a viable business or if people are looking for that information as well. Number 1, business niche, business name. The other next thing, step number 2, is you need to choose your business name. I was looking to see if I could keep up with the comments here. So if you have comments, go ahead and leave them and I can watch them on my phone. Business name. There are a few ways that we can name our business. First, it could be a keyword. That's how I chose how to homeschool my child. It was a big keyword when we started this business. And I wanted to get away from curriculum connection. People couldn't spell the word curriculum to get to the right website. So one way you can name your business is by a keyword phrase. Another way is just make it simple, a 1 or 2 word. My son has a marketing consulting business and he calls it Splash Consulting. Splash, like splash water. Why? Because he wants to make a splash with your marketing so that you make an impact on your audience. So it's sort of cool. Another one is you could just call yourself what you stand for. If your business stands for something, and I'm gonna go back to my sons. If you were around during our homeschool, our leadership summit, he was one of our sponsors, and his company that he works for is Slow Yourself Down, which is a great way. That says what they stand for. So you can use, when you're using your business, when you're coming up with a business name, you could use keywords, make it simple, or you could do something that you stand for. So first we want to find a business niche. And then we want to find our business name. Now know that these things can change and evolve. Mine changed. I started with Curriculum Connection back in the late 90s and I did not stick with it. I did keep it for about 10 years. It was about 2009 or 10 or 12, I think, that, oh my gosh, how to homeschool my child, 10 years. That's how long we've been around. And then I made a change. I made a change in color scheme and font, and we're in the middle of making a whole nother change. So things can change. All right, the next one is a business logo, and I meant to print out some very simple logos. Lately, I have hired an artist to actually make my logos. You could do that, but if you are just getting started, I would go into Canva and I would look up business logo templates, and I would use that. And for things really quick, like I've got a Christian Parenting Association membership, I just went in and looked up logos and typed in my name and made a logo for Christian Parenting Association. Raising Leaders, Not Followers. I really didn't have the time, or I didn't want to spend the money on coming up with a logo. I went into the templates and I came up with a logo that was very simple. I also came up with 3 color schemes that work together, a triad. And so I can make this logo in 3 colors because it's a monochromatic. Monochromatic means one color. So it is basically one color and then white letters. And so I have a green version, a muted green, a muted blue, a muted violet. And those are my 3 colors. And I use them for different things. So that's how I did. I use templates. Don't spend money that you don't have if you're just getting started or if you're not making a full-time income. Just make do with what you have. You can change it later. My How to Homeschool My Child. I've shown you part of my logo, but I got a whole nother banner logo that we're waiting to unveil in the website. And so I've changed it. That old one is old and it's old school. And so I'm moving on and we've got a fresh new look. So number 1, business niche. Number 2, step 2 is business name. Step 3, business logo. And then step 4, URL. I've had some of you ask me questions about, well, what is better? Do I want a .com, a .net, or whatever? And so I will just share what I learned in the beginning. .com. If you're a business, you need to have a .com. When I did Curriculum Connection, it was a .net and people couldn't always find me. Now, not to say you need to get rid of it. I still own curriculumconnection.net. I don't even know if it's still online because we had someone hack us about a year ago and they took all my old sites down. But if you have a .net, stick with it, but maybe start to look for a .com that is available. You can go into GoDaddy and type in keywords or type in the name of your business and then start to look around. I wouldn't make it super difficult. So like How to Homeschool My Child was available. So I just took howtohomeschoolmychild.com. Family eBiz was the name of our business way back when in 2006 or so is when we started that. And so we got familyebiz.com. I actually own howtoteachwriting.com because I used to have a mini course on how to teach writing and it led into my affiliate, and well, at the time we were shipping IEW products. So I pretty much stick with .com. If you are a nonprofit and that's what you're working on, I would encourage you to have a .org. But .com is the best. Now, if you live in other countries like CA for Canada, then go with whatever is the best one for your company, for your country. All right. I am very opinionated. If I were going to help someone get their first URL, I would search and find some easy way to get a .com. The other thing is I would make it not complicated. Like don't put a bunch of dashes and dots and everything. Just put it together. And then when you spell it out, I spell it out, howtohomeschoolmychild.com, and I use a capital for each of the first letters of a word. So it's easy for people to see as well. Leave me a comment right now. Hey, Richie, 4 years soon, going in 3 now for my homeschool niche. That's exciting. So those are my 4 steps. This is basic today. I understand some of y'all are way past that. Next week, I'm so excited. Number 1 thing, you need to start with this. So I am sort of talking to getting started people so you get started off the right foot and we answer some of these questions. But if you already have a business and it's not full-time, you may want to go back and take a look at some of the things that you have. And it's real easy to, although I don't know how to do it. We did it at one time. Like we bought How to Homeschool My Child, howtohomeschoolmychildren.com, and anyone that typed it in was automatically redirected to How to Homeschool My Child. So if you get a different version or if you have an old site and you just want to redirect it to your new site, that is a possibility as well. So the 4 steps for business basics with a firm foundation. Number 1 is a business niche. I went through the process. I'm not going to repeat it. You can go back and watch at the beginning. Number 2, a business name that's easy to spell, keywords. It could be what you stand for. Number 3, a logo. And if you don't have the money, don't go hiring an artist. Use Canva and PicMonkey have professional looking templates. Now, if you can spend the money, a logo is really good. But I did not have a logo when we first got started. I didn't get a logo until I did How to Homeschool My Child. We just did Curriculum Connection, and I think it was like papyrus font And I don't know, that was it. It was pretty bad, but we still made money. Okay, we even ranked above the the publishers that we were selling in SEO. Niche, name, logo, URL. Those are the four things. Now, I do have something that I want to share with you. When it comes back to this business niche thing, I have a book called How to Brainstorm Your Business Ideas. It sells for $9.95. But what I want to do is give it to you. It also comes in our Niche Pro Toolkit. So for the next 24 hours, well, really more than 24, till midnight tomorrow, you can get the entire Niche Pro Toolkit for $9.95. So pay for How to Brainstorm Your Business Ideas. And I guess I could be showing you the pictures of what we are since I printed them out. Brainstorm, it goes step by step. You're going to get a lot more information and more questions that you can ask yourself when you're researching your niche or your sub-niche. Remember, we talked sub-niches. If you just got a general one, like I used to just have homeschooling and I needed more in depth. So this is $9.95, but you can get this in the Niche Pro Toolkit. You can get my email writing secrets, which sells for $37, I believe. And you can get 101 list building tips, which sells for $19.95. You can get all of that for $9.95. Till tomorrow night. And I will leave the code. It's ENERGIZE-NICHE, and I'll give you the links as well. But that would be a great way. If you're getting started or you want a firm foundation, I want to give you a resource that's economical. So for less than $10, you can get all three of these. All right, there we go. So that's just a few things. If you have questions or comments, leave them here. Niche, Richie, Niche. I got that word way too mixed up. She has the Niche Pro Toolkit. It has good info for all, and I do think it's all levels. You want to start another niche business later on. I will tell you, the biggest thing I see people doing is having way too broad a niche. And you can use the brainstorming to actually narrow down your niche as well. And I think you can use the same concepts. The other thing is email writing secrets. I'm going to be talking about that next week. I'll just give you a little clue. That strategy I'm going to be sharing has everything to do with email. So that will be the first thing that we will get started with. Some people think creating a product is number one. You'll find out next week. It isn't. I'm not going to give all that away. Anyway, so you can get that whole Niche Pro Toolkit for $9.95 through tomorrow night. And I will leave the link and the code that will save you the money. And anyway, that is all I have. Thank y'all for spending time with me. I am Carrie Beck with FamilyEbiz.com. Y'all have a great evening.